Greetings and welcome to the Culture Ward, where we dissect and dismantle pop culture in all its forms. Well, the time is finally upon us. Kind of. Pre-orders for Grand Theft Auto 6 begin today, with the official release date locked in at November 19th. That means no more delays. With this announcement comes loads of new details, screenshots, pricing, and premium perks. Strangely absent, at least at the time of filming, is the highly anticipated third trailer. Of course, there is a lot of talk about the cost of this game, among other things, but will it be overpriced? Join us as we dive into the latest news about the biggest entertainment product launch in history. But before we begin, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and help us grow the channel. As always, it really means a lot to us, and don't forget to like and share the video if you enjoy the content. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Grand Theft Auto is a decades-old franchise that has quite literally changed the way people look at and play video games. Hell, I'm an old bastard and grew up during the 8-bit era of gaming, mostly the second and third generations of consoles, when this was state-of-the-art graphics and gameplay. Now that was followed by the fourth generation, which moved into 16-bit gaming like Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. The fifth generation moved into 32-bit and eventually 64-bit, and this is where the first Grand Theft Auto game appeared. In 1997, it was originally released for MS-DOS and Windows, but eventually ported to PlayStation and Game Boy. It was a 2D top-down view open-world action-adventure game, where the player character is a criminal who rises through the ranks of the underworld in a fictional city. Now, while this wasn't the first open-world game, it certainly laid the groundwork for modern open-world sandbox adventures. It was followed in 1999 by Grand Theft Auto 2, which was practically identical to the first, maintaining its two-dimensional top-down view and gameplay, much to the chagrin of some fans. Now, the first one was criticized for underwhelming graphics and poor controls, and GTA 2 didn't really improve on those things, despite introducing some new elements. Nonetheless, both of these early entries were praised for their entertainment value and freedom of gameplay, and were financially successful. Then came GTA 3 in 2001, moving the game from a 2D top-down perspective to a fully 3D open-world sandbox. The first GTA title available on the 6th generation of consoles, this thing was truly revolutionary. As I said, I grew up alongside video games and was generally impressed with each new generation of games, but nothing impressed me as thoroughly as GTA 3. As a new father and husband trying to transition into adulthood, I had kind of grown away from video gaming at the time. I thought, adults don't waste their time on things like this. But the first time I saw someone play this game, I was like, fuck that. I immediately went out and bought a new PlayStation 2, which I still have today, by the way. GTA Vice City was the next installment, released in 2002, and while it did introduce new stories, characters, and locations, and was the first to feature a speaking protagonist, voiced, by the way, by the late great Ray Liotta.
It's a good story. It's funny. You're a funny guy.
It looked and played a lot like GTA 3. It didn't matter though, the game was still great and was praised, being widely regarded as one of the best video games ever. GTA San Andreas followed in 2004.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And was the last for the 6th generation. Now while the graphics and controls were mostly unchanged, the gameplay, size, and scope were massive improvements. This game was huge, with a gigantic open world and tons of role-playing features added in. It became the best-selling PS2 game ever, and I'm still amazed that they got this big of a game to even run on a PS2. 2008 saw the release of GTA 4, the first on the 7th generation. Another fantastic entry in the series, and for some reason the one that seems to get the least attention from Rockstar Games. HD graphics, realistic physics, a detailed world with multiple activities outside of the regular missions.
Nico, it's Roman. Let's go bowling.
And a more grounded and relatable player character and storyline. This is one of the best games they made, in my opinion. It was followed by GTA 5 in 2013. Released originally for the 7th generation of consoles, it was eventually ported to the 8th generation the following year. Another step forward, the map was larger, and they introduced multiple player characters for the first time, switching between 3 protagonists at various points in the game. GTA 5 broke records, becoming the fastest-selling entertainment product in history, making $1 billion in 3 days, eventually becoming the second best-selling game in history with 230 million copies shipped, and earnings of almost $10 billion. And while GTA Online, which is the online version of GTA 5, has been active and updated throughout the past 13 years, no other GTA game or single-player content has been released since. it's kind of a long time to go between titles, in my opinion. That being said, work allegedly did begin on Grand Theft Auto 6 around 2014, at least early pre-production, but no real resources were devoted to the project until Rockstar wrapped up development of Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018. After that, finally, principal development ramped up sometime around early 2019. Now, the project remained under wraps for a couple years, with Rockstar confirming active development in February of 2022. A massive leak in September of 2022 exposed several details, including the fact that it would be based in Vice City and feature a female protagonist. The first official trailer finally dropped in December of 2023, a day early following another leak, introducing the protagonists Lucia and Jason in the state of Leonida, I think is how they pronounce it, although I would argue it should be pronounced Lenida, like Florida. Whatever. It confirmed a modern-day Vice City setting and set a 2025 release window. Rockstar had targeted a fall 2025 release, but in May of that year, they announced a delay to May 26, 2026. And then in November of 2025, another delay was announced, pushing the release even further out to November 19, 2026. And as the first half of 2026 went by without much news or fanfare, along with the lack of any hype or marketing, especially the absence of the anticipated third trailer, some folks have gotten nervous about a potential third delay. But as of today, the November 19, 2026 release date is seemingly locked in, as pre-orders began at midnight, along with quite a bit of new information, albeit still without a third trailer. Of course, it wouldn't be the internet if people weren't mad about something, and there are a few details that are rather irksome, to be fair, but all in all, it looks about as I would have expected, maybe even a little better. At any rate, let's look at some of these details. First, let's talk about the price. Now, I see a lot of YouTube thumbnails angrily proclaiming that the game is going to be $100 at launch, but that's not entirely true. The standard edition of the game is priced at $79.99, which is still a little high, but let's remember this is GTA 6, the biggest game in history and almost certainly the most expensive to develop. Rumors suggest that the total development cost of this thing is between $1 and $2 billion, with some claiming even higher. And that's just totally insane. But considering GTA 5 has already brought in $10 billion in revenue, it's not like they won't make their money back. But anyway, $80 is kind of high because it's more than we're used to paying. But my take on it is that it's still kind of a bargain. Remember, I grew up in the 1980s, playing initially on an Atari 2600, where AAA games looked like this. These AAA titles in 1983 were often priced at $50, not adjusted for inflation, 50 actual dollars in 1983. And that $50 price tag kind of persisted for literally decades. It wasn't until a few years ago that base prices started creeping up, going first to 60 and then to 70, and I'm kind of okay with that. Hell, everything else in my life has gone up 500% over the past 20 years. But video games have only gone up barely 50%. And I'll take that increase for a quality product that buys me a couple hundred hours of entertainment. Hell, you realize it costs more than that to take my kids to see a single movie. Anyway, there's also an Ultimate Edition that is priced at $100, which again, I'm fine with, assuming there is some value added. So let's take a look at what you get for that extra $20, shall we? All right, let's see how this looks. We're not going to read everything, but let's just quickly go through the details that they put on their webpage. All right, so you first see the splash page coming November 19th, 2026. All right, let's start with the Ultimate Edition. So an exclusive collection of items threaded across all aspects of Jason and Lucia's story. And the Ultimate Edition, welcome to Leonida, the state where anything goes. Seize everything this massive world has to offer with the Grand Theft Auto 6 Ultimate Edition, an exclusive collection of premium vehicles, weapons, apparel, and action around every corner. Ultimate Edition bonuses are threaded across all aspects of Jason and Lucia's story, with new items uncovered behind each new chapter. What do we got here? So a vehicle is an exclusive, the 95 Grotti Cheetah. I mean, that looks pretty dope. I guess it's supposed to be like a Ferrari. Yeah, that's great. So that's pretty cool. Weapons, Hawk and Little Morgan revolvers. His and hers versions of this powerful revolver with classic Vice City styling sourced from the Vercetti estate, including palm tree etched grips, engraved detailing, and high performance scope. Alright, you get personalized variants, so you get some engravings or artwork or stuff for your guns. Looks, Vice City style, whether poolside or side by side, Jason and Lucia can look the part with exclusive outfits, tattoos, and more. So Jason's safe house vehicles, switch gears and soak up the sun in an army fatigue drenched Dinka Enduro motorcycle or Crest kayak. It is what it is. So you get a mod kit, Ganado retro build. You get this car. This is his car, but you unlock some exclusive modifications to the car with the Ultimate Edition. Alright. A mod shop, Ride Out Customs. Transform vanilla vehicles into magnificent works of art with detailed interiors, exquisite rims, and donk stylings. Only open for business with the Ultimate Edition. I don't know if this means that you won't be able to mod your vehicles at all unless you buy the Ultimate Edition, or if this is a special mod shop that has different modifications than the one that's available in the base game. If it's the case that there are no modifications available without the Ultimate Edition, it's probably worth the $20 just to get that. It's kind of shitty to do that to people who just buy their base edition, but they are allowing, I think what they're said is, for people who buy the base edition, if you want to upgrade later, you can do that. So you just have to pay the extra $20 later if you decide that that's something that you want. But yeah, I'll pay the extra $20 for that. Oh, hair salon. Sarah's unisex salon gets signature salon styles for both Jason and Lucia, including facial hair for Jason and makeup and nails for Lucia. Only open for business once again with the Ultimate Edition. And again, I wonder if that means that you can't change your hairstyle at all in the game unless you have the Ultimate Edition, or if this is a special salon with exclusive styles that you can only get with the Ultimate Edition. Alright, watercraft. So the Shih Tzu Squallow, perfect for casting in Gambit Bay and reeling in catches of all sorts. A gradient pink and blue Squallow, docked at Washington Beach, is made open ocean ready with an explosives-laden weapons crate. Clothing store, Stock 305, style, various, unique, and exclusive looks for Jason and Lucia at Stockyards, premier destination for elevated streetwear, only open for business with the Ultimate Edition. So another exclusive modification ability that you only get with the Ultimate Edition. Alright, vehicle and garage, 67 Vapid Dominator Buggy, a Mud Club monster offering impressive off-road handling for the backwoods of Mount Calaga and beyond, conveniently stored at the Paradise Garage in Watson Bay, which features a weapon locker plus a secure place to deposit stolen goods. I guess that's okay. Alright, Electric Fang Tattoo. So, Stockyard's most iconic ink bar with over 50 signature tattoos for both Jason and Lucia. Only open for business with the Ultimate Edition, so tattoos that you can get. One-Eyed Willie's mod shop, another mod shop. So this is like the 2 or 3 mod shops only open with the Ultimate Edition. Alright, looks, Good Time Gear, a capsule collection of apparel and accessories inspired by the Good Time State's hit TV show character Macca the Gator. Alright, and then you get a gang compound. You can store illegal goods or buy illegal goods or whatever. Classic car collection. It's a special commission. Track down a variety of abandoned classic and work-in-progress project cars and revitalize them to their former glory in this special commission from eccentric collector and local fixer Wyman. So that's pretty cool. You get some pretty cool looking cars. Look at that. That looks like a real car. Alright, I think that's everything. Alright, pre-order bonuses. So we also get a few pre-order bonuses. So welcome back to Vice City, featuring a timeless 55 Vapid Stanier sedan and garage alongside Ocean Beach, decadent outfits and hairstyles for both Jason and Lucia, and an iconic weapon pattern that echoes the excess of the past. 55 Vapid Stanier, cruise shore drive in this classic sedan and store it in the shore court personal garage that's just a stone's throw from the glistening sands of Ocean Beach. It features a weapon locker plus a secure place to deposit stolen goods to be fenced. Alright, looks, outfits, and hairstyles. Dress for excess with Jason's effortlessly chic linen suit in vintage pastel, complemented by the cut and coif of the decade of decadence. Show everyone the world is yours in Lucia's red sequin mini dress and curls. So channel the original Kingpin from a weapon pattern, adorn most guns with a tropical pattern inspired by Tommy Vercetti's iconic palm tree button-up. Tommy Vercetti was the protagonist in GTA Vice City, and he wore like tropical pattern shirt. Anyway, I mean it's not a bunch of stuff, but it's free. You just pre-order. So that's what's new. We got a launch date set in stone. We got pre-orders open. We got pricing and new screenshots, and we got one other thing that people are bitching about. It appears, at least for the present, that GTA 6 will be a digital-only purchase, which means there's no physical copy being offered at this time. You can either purchase a download code online, or you can order a physical copy, which is just a download code inside a box. I mean, it's kind of stupid having the physical box with just a download code and no physical media, but I don't know if it's that big of a deal. It would be nice to have a physical copy of the game, especially if you want to resell it later, but most of my games are already digital only these days. Shit, my PS5 is a digital only version. I took what I could get after waiting for over a year on a wait list. But apparently, some retailers are boycotting the game over this detail. And I get it, places like GameStop are going to be severely impacted if games no longer come in physical form that can be resold. I mean, I don't doubt that that's partially the reason game companies are choosing to move forward toward a digital-only model. You can't have people buying used copies of their product without the companies getting a piece. So it's kind of a dick move, I admit, but it doesn't really bother me since I don't resell anyway. But that's it. GTA 6 will release on November 19th, 2026. People who pre-order the game will be able to preload the game as early as November 12th. Which means that as soon as the official launch goes live, you'll be able to start playing immediately. Now I wonder how Rockstar's servers are going to handle it. I mean, man, this thing is going to be huge. It will most likely break all the records. I know I'm excited about it. And given Rockstar's track record and the details we've already seen, this game is likely going to raise the bar and push the boundaries for what constitutes a AAA release, and will almost certainly justify its status as the most anticipated entertainment product in history. Well, what do you all think? Are you looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6? What do you think of the controversy over pricing and digital-only copies? Join the conversation in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Bye for now. We hope to see you next time in the Culture Board.